Well, spring bling, a sweet moment captured during a college football game. A woman was called onto the field for a kicking competition among the players' girlfriends, and when her longtime boyfriend, Ohio State punter, brought out a ring. Oh, that's way better than a football. It happened during halftime yesterday, as you can see. After she said yes, the entire team rushed to the field and celebrated the engagement in front of 61,000 fans. That's for sure a proposal that will never be forgotten.
No pressure.
No pressure whatsoever.
Yes.
Hopefully he knew she was going to say yes.
Right?
Wasn't a question.
She looked really happy. They both do. Congratulations to them. Today, we are going to see a high of 90 degrees. It's going to be very windy outdoors. A lake wind advisory kicks in at around 11. It lasts through 8 o'clock tonight. Now, we will have showers and thunderstorms starting at about 2, going to about 5, and then another round of rain later on tonight. And then nice day for tax day. Just a little breezy. Blow all that money away from us, right? No. Depends.
Oh, goodness. All right.
It's our favorite holiday.
It is 7:56 now. Still to come on the morning news. We'll take a look at all your headlines. And this morning on the Weekly, we sit down with UCF star quarterback McKenzie Milton to see how he's recovering since that devastating knee injury. Thank you for waking up with us this morning. We'll be right back in just 3 minutes.
Live, this is News 6.
Good morning, Central Florida. Time now 8 o'clock on your Sunday. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Amanda Castro. Here's a look at our headlines this morning. Flagler County deputies say they believe a teen shot and killed a high school student. They say 17-year-old Marion Gavins Jr. killed 18-year-old Curtis Israel Gray outside of a Palm Coast Coin Laundry on Belterre Parkway early yesterday morning. Deputies tell us Gray transferred from Matanzas High School to Flagler Palm Coast High School this semester. The school district says grief counselors will be at both schools to help students. And crews are investigating what caused a fire to rip through a townhome while several people were still inside. Orange County firefighters say it took more than half an hour to get the flames under control at a home along Cygnus Drive in Avalon Park yesterday. We're told one man was sleeping in his bedroom when the fire started and had to jump from a second-story window to get out. We're told he's expected to be okay. It's now time for the Weekly with News 6 morning anchor Justin Warmoth.
This is The Weekly on ClickOrlando.com with Justin Warmoth.
Good morning, I'm Justin Warmoth. Last week, injured UCF quarterback McKenzie Milton stopped by News 6 to give us an update on his serious knee injury and his future with the Knights. Sports director Jamie Say and I both had a chance to sit down with Milton. My conversation focuses on how he's leaned on his faith to get him through this long road to recovery that's coming up. But first, Jamie takes us back to November, when an average play turned into something much more serious.
UCF 4 for 6 on third down. Milton sprinting out.
I think after something like this, you kind of have to take a step back and, self-reflect. I think a lot of people, they just dive into their sport or their career and, that's what kind of defines them. But for me, I try to base my identity in my faith, and, I think that's something that's definitely helped me throughout this recovery process and whatnot. And, there's been some good days and bad days, but, things have been looking up for sure.
When that injury happened, it looked like a typical McKenzie Milton play. You're extending it, you're trying to make something happen. Just wondering, what was your thought process, from the snap to the time when you were tackled?
No, yeah, I mean, it was a 3rd and medium, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. We're just crossed the 50. And, the end clamped down on the running back, so it was, that's my key to run the ball. And, the corner, he kind of just, he went at my leg. And, I've been tackled like that, many times before. So some people think it was a dirty hit. I didn't really think it was dirty. You can't hit up at the head, so a lot of DBs, they'll go low. So it wasn't like something that, I didn't expect, but, he came quick, and, it's part of the game, so.
When did you know something was wrong? Did you know it immediately?
I think I knew it right when I looked up at my leg. Like, I definitely felt it, and, I reached for it, and I think I knew it at that point, but, I just didn't want to fumble, so I had to make sure I came down with the ball, so. But, no, I definitely knew something was bad right away, and I'm just grateful, USF's trainer was the first one out there, and, that's a rival school, but, he knew something was bad. And then our athletic training staff was out there, and the rest is history. They did a great job, and I was in really good hands. If something like this happened in Greenville, South Carolina, playing against ECU, it gets really dicey with having an artery injury. where, you know, within 6 hours, if you don't restore blood flow, you know, you'll probably have to amputate. It really goes from like about 50% chance to amputate to about 95. So just being at one of the best, right next to one of the best trauma centers in the country, you know, I definitely, you know, I thank God for that. Just, you know, having something as catastrophic as this, but being right next to the best surgeons in the country.
You believe you're going to play again?
I do believe that. You know, I feel like God has his hand over me in this healing process, and I think I'll make a full recovery and be able to play again.
What's the process been like, and how will this process continue until you can walk without crutches, until you can run again, until you can get out on the football field?
You know, it's been a slow process, but you know, I think with something like this, you just got to focus on, you know, small victories. And I think like anything else, that's what you need to focus on. So, you know, some small victories for me have been, you know, being able to start weight bearing on my leg, 25 pounds at a time. So, you know, on Friday, you know, I'll be at 100 pounds, and then eventually my whole body weight, and then I'll be able to walk in my brace. And then, you know, a few months after that, I'll be able to run. A few months after that, I'll be able to jump, you know. So it's just about, you know, knocking little things off, checking little things off at a time, and just not getting too impatient with this process.
It seems like faith in God and faith in your doctors and what they've been telling you has helped along the way. Has there been any times of frustration, though, where you're just like, oh, I just want this. I want to be further along than I am?
Yeah, I mean, there's good days and bad days. You know, I'll see guys that, you know, get ACL surgery or other knee surgeries walking like a week or two after, like, after their operations. I'm like, dang, like, why can't I be walking yet? But, you know, instead of like asking like, why me, I say, you know, why not? You know, I feel like this is something I can overcome.
So the team has been through a couple of weeks of spring practice. You've been there. How are they looking?
They're looking good. You know, I think both offense and defense have both made strides. You know, there's still some things to clean up, but, you know, I think, you know, in spring you want to get a gist of who your guys are going to be, and then you want to have just stuff to build on in the summer and then in the fall camp. And, you know, I think our coaches have done an awesome job, and they'll continue to do a good job. What
has it meant to you to be able to put the coaching hat on and help with the spring practice and help in the quarterback room?
It's been awesome. You know, the reason I really came to UCF is because, you know, Coach Frost and Mario Verduzco said they would give me an opportunity to coach after I played, and that's what I really want to do after I'm done playing is coach ball. So, you know, maybe this injury is a blessing in disguise to take a step back and, you know, see if it's something that I really want to do in the future. And I've been enjoying it throughout spring ball, just, you know, coaching up the QBs and even the other position guys. And you definitely see the game from a different perspective, being in that aspect.
Have you gotten closer to Josh Heupel through this? I'm just, because, you know, he wasn't the one who brought you here, and you've always been supportive of him, but I'm just wondering, what have you learned about him?
100%. You know, I always knew he cared about his players, but just seeing a different side of him, you know, seeing like more of an emotional side, because he's a pretty macho guy sometimes, but just seeing, you know, the way he cares about his kids and then his players as if they're his own, you know. And anything he says, he genuinely means it about, you know, football is about he always says football is about making relationships that last a lifetime. And, you know, I think Coach Heupel and I will have a relationship that lasts that long.
How did your teammates rally behind you during your toughest times?
You know, they came and see me in the hospital right after, you know, they beat USF. They came and see me in my apartment when I'm laid up for a month or two. And, you know, just always supportive, always tell me they're praying for me, and, you know, just always having my back. But it's been that way, you know, prior to my injury, so it's nothing that really surprised me, but it's definitely something that, you know, I don't take for granted, and, you know, those guys are special.
I mean, the desire to be out there with them again, those specific guys, how motivating is that for you during this process? Oh,
man, it's, like you say, I get the itch to be out there with them, and, you know, just seeing them work hard and grow, you know, that's all the motivation I need. And, you know, it's, you know, when and if that time comes, you know, I'll definitely relish that moment I get to step back out there with them.
Obviously, you've made it such a positive impact on UCF because of what you did on the field, but also because of who you are and how And that was evident when everybody was rallying around you. And you were a freshman from Hawaii coming here. Did you think you'd have that kind of impact on this community?
No, I really didn't. But, you know, God works in mysterious ways, and when you think big, He thinks bigger. So just the rallying from, you know, my team, the conference championship, everybody wearing leis to support, you know, where I'm from. It's something that's extremely humbling, and, you know, something I'll cherish forever. I'm grateful to Knight Nation Orlando, my coaches, Danny White, for, you know, making all this possible. And you know, it's something that, you know, I'll take with me forever and definitely relish in.
If God could make it happen, what would your dream scenario be on the football field?
Man, you know, I want to play in front of the Spectrum Stadium again, in front of all those fans. But, you know, if it worked out the way I wanted it to, you know, I don't think we'd be here today talking about this. So I think, like I said, God, when I think big, God thinks bigger. So, you know, I kind of have an idea what I want, but I think He's going to do something even more special.
And you heard Milton talk about his faith right there, which has played such an important role, he says, in this tough situation. Coming up, my conversation with the quarterback about that faith, his family, and his future.
Request your free offer today.
This is The Weekly on ClickOrlando.com with Justin Warmoth.
Welcome back. This morning we're showing you our in-depth conversation with UCF quarterback McKenzie Milton. During a game against USF in November, Milton was tackled low and dislocated his knee, an injury that will change the way he plays the game forever. But it's also an injury that he says has made him grow as a person, both mentally and spiritually. Take a listen. Let's talk about how this injury has, you know, changed you, not physically, but emotionally and spiritually.
Yeah, you know, I think after something like this, you know, you kind of have to take a step back and, you know, self-reflect. I think a lot of people, you know, they just dive into their sport or their career, and, you know, that's what kind of defines them. But for me, you know, I try to base my identity in my faith, and, you know, I think that's something that's definitely helped me throughout this recovery process and whatnot. And, you know, there's been some good days and bad days, but, you know, things have been looking up for sure.
When you talk about your faith, that's really gotten you through this process, right? Were you as religious before this injury, or has your faith grown since then?
I feel like I was as religious, but I'll definitely say I have grown, you know. I think prior to the injury, you know, my faith is what I've laid my hat on, especially the past 2 years at UCF. But after the injury, you know, I feel like that's something I had to lay my head on no matter what, because in something like this, I feel like, you know, there's not really anything else you can rely on. You know, you can leave it up to the doctors, but they can only do so much. You know, I feel like you have to heal mentally, and you know, I feel like my faith has helped me do that.
What's it been like just being around the team in the spring and them seeing you and using, you know, just you being out there and your words and your faith as inspiration? What's that been like so far? It's
been awesome, you know. You know, they may not see it, but they've helped me just as much as I've helped them. And just being around those guys makes me feel better. And you know, I've been through some stuff, you know, like this injury, but, you know, some of the guys on my team, they've been through way more than me. You know, a lot of their dads are incarcerated. Some of them are dead. Some kids have come from nothing and, you know, have made something, you know, with football. So the thing about football and sport, you know, it just brings people from different backgrounds together. And, you know, that's something I don't take for granted, the relationship with my teammates, because, you know, that's gonna last a lifetime. Also, your mom has just been your spokesperson, right? Yeah. Take me through how she's been over these last several months and just being your biggest cheerleader. You know, sometimes I got to tell her to chill out on Twitter, like, Mom, stop tweeting and stuff. Oh, but we go off of her tweets. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm like, Mom, just relax. Information. I know, but no, she's been amazing. From the moment I got hurt to now, you know, she's never altered in, you know, like her mindset of helping me. But, you know, that was really no surprise because she's been doing that for 21, you know, plus years now. So definitely just grateful for her and the relationship I have with her. She's a rock star.
You know, when you go and you sign up for football in Pop Warner, you know, you're not thinking about injuries, you're thinking about having fun. Was that the same mindset that you had all through college and until the injury, that is not, you know, the possibility is there, but you're not thinking about it when you're playing the game?
Yeah, you know, you never think about going into a game getting hurt, because I feel like, you know, you're playing with fear in that sense. But, you know, I've had multiple injuries throughout my career, but, you know, I've always been able to overcome them, you know, and I think, you know, God has a lot to do with that. And this, you know, it could have been a lot worse, but it's not. So for me, I just feel it's a minor setback. Over the course of the last several months, I'm sure that you've been hit up by a lot of people, giving you their well wishes, maybe asking for a little bit of advice or inspiration from you. Do you have anything that comes to mind as far as just people reaching out to you in their situations? You know, Zach Miller, he had a similar injury, Chicago Bears. He reached out to me, you know, like the second day I was in the hospital, asking what all was entailed, and, you know, we were very similar. And, you know, he's been there from then until now, just, you know, supporting me. And, you know, there's actually a kid I reached out to that was a high school kid named Alex Ruiz, who played out in California. And we had the same injury. He actually had to amputate his leg. But he ended up, you know, being able to play his part of his senior year on a prosthetic, which is just, I mean, you know, if I were to feel bad for myself and, you know, still being able to have my legs, still being able to have like motor function with it, you know, and seeing him, you know, get back on the field and just doing all that, he's an inspiration to me. So, you know, I reached out to him just seeing his story, and it is something definitely inspiring to me. I know we talked about how close in proximity the hospital was to the football field, and that was a big part of it. In hospital room and throughout surgeries that you've had, are there any other moments that you say this, God had his hand in this? Yeah, absolutely. So about 3 days after my injury, I think it was, or maybe 4, I got an MRI just to see, you know, what the knee was looking like. And the initial one read that, you know, the ACL was good. It looked good, but they weren't sure if it was still intact. The MCL looked perfect. They thought I had torn both meniscuses, LCL, PCL, and part of my hamstring, like ripped off the bone, is what they read. And then, you know, I asked my mom, like, I was like, Mom, what if God just, you know, healed my whole knee? I wouldn't have to get any more surgeries. She's like, well, you know, we haven't really been praying for that. So we got an MRI. We just prayed, you know, for complete healing. And, you know, the next MRI read ACL was perfect, the MCL was perfect, both meniscuses were perfect. Somehow the hamstring was back attached. And, you know, there's only 2 ligaments torn in my knee, which, you know, when you dislocate your knee, everything's torn. Like, so just that was I mean, it was divine intervention. Doctors can't even explain it. So I'm grateful for how amazing the doctors were. You know, I had a great vascular team to restore blood flow, and then a great surgeon to do the reconstruction. But, you know, just the fact that the knee was as clean as it was is, I mean, there's only one answer. You know, the video that went viral, of course, of you leg pressing, and in a relatively quick manner. I think it shocked a lot of people that they saw your injury, and then about 2 months or so later, right, you're leg pressing. What was that like to see that response from obviously Knight Nation, but people all across the country and the world? You know, I wasn't really expecting it to, you know, blow up as much as it did, but, you know, I just feel whatever, you know, pedestal, whatever platform I have, whether it's playing or not, you know, I want to put God on it, and just the work that's, you know, he's doing through my injury, you know, he makes a bad thing a good thing. So I'm grateful for, you know, Knight Nation, all their support through this tough time, but, you know, and even so forth, the rest of the country has been very supportive. So it's very humbling, and you know, it was cool. You know, I know that returning to the football field is something that you plan on doing. When you think about that day and when it comes, what comes to mind? I'm just gonna be extremely grateful. you know, I never take any, you know, snap on the field for granted. I'm always grateful to strap it up with my teammates, my brothers. But you know, when that moment comes, and I definitely think it will, I'm gonna soak it in and just relish in that moment. But after that, you know, it's gonna be time to roll.
And we can't wait to see that happen. Our thanks to McKenzie Milton for sharing his inspirational journey with us. And by the way, the Knights kick off their season against Florida A&M August 29th. I'm Justin Mormith. Have a great Sunday and charge on.
Dealer stock.
Hey there, we're back now at 8:24, and before we leave you this morning, we want to get one final check of your forecast.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be an interesting day, a hot one near 90, a bit on the windy side with the lake wind advisory kicking in at 11 and lasting till 8. Now, the showers and thunderstorms will start at 2 over our western zones, make their way to the coast by the early evening, then another round of rain later on tonight. Once the front clears, we'll be breezy on tax day with increasing sunshine throughout the day. 83, a lot less humid though. By Thursday and Friday, we start to watch that radar again as more showers and thunderstorms come back to the forecast. But until then, beautiful sunny days ahead. We'll be watching Good Friday for the possibility of some severe weather. So, you know, it's one of those days. I think if you're going to go to the beach, remember, swim safe and near a lifeguard. We had 70 people rescued yesterday. 26 on Friday just from our Volusia County beaches. Be safe out there.
All right, good advice. Thank you, Samara. And thank you all for joining us this morning on News 6. Joel Osteen is next. Remember, we always break news on ClickOrlando.com. Have a wonderful Sunday, everyone.